friends after work, and it's supposed to rain tonight, but that's no different than all the other days. We've had so much rain this spring. I don't know how many inches we've had. How many inches have we had, Danny? A lot.
A lot.
We've had more rainy days than not rainy days. So there's not much gardening going on, but I do have some things blooming, and I thought that I would get out in my yard and cut these balloons that I have before the rain messes them up. And I thought that maybe Danny and I might have a little bouquet making competition, and y'all could vote on which one y'all like better, mine or Danny's. Don't worry, I'm gonna give him instructions on how to make a pretty bouquet, so he'll have all of
I have not practiced, so I'm not doing this.
You're gonna do it, Danny, and it's gonna be fun. But anyway, I thought we'd start over here in this bed. I have some limelight hydrangeas planted over here. This is a limelight hydrangea. Look, Danny, it has big buds on it. It's starting to form, so I'm gonna have some blooms here before too long. But this is a limelight, and the one on the end is a limelight.
What's that in the middle?
This one in the middle is a limelight prime. And if you'll notice, the stems look different. Let me get over here and I'll show you. I'll point it out to you. These stems are darker in color. This is the limelight prime. These stems are darker in color, where these are just a little bit lighter. The prime, limelight prime, does not get as big. It's not supposed to get as big like these limelights. They'll get like 8 to 10 feet tall. Woo, way up there. But the prime is not supposed to get that tall, and these stems are supposed to be sturdier, I think. When the panicle blooms get really big and full, they're not supposed to weigh down the limbs on this plant like they might do on the limelights.
Where are you going?
Work out.
He works out. He gets that from me. I like to work out. I'm just kidding. I'm no worker outer. But anyway, I like to work out in the garden. But I thought that look at these, Danny. Aren't these so pretty? This is Rudbeckia. And I planted these plants here last year. Anyway, all of these buds, do you see all of these buds on here? It's just budded up, waiting to bloom left and right. So I'm gonna snip these so we can use them in our arrangements before the rain gets them tonight, Danny. But don't worry, I'll cut enough flowers for you too. And we'll just have a little friendly competition. Yeah, you're gonna do it, Danny. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. So this is just a little garden tour also. I don't know if I've ever told y'all this or not. I don't know if I've ever told y'all this, but I'm a pharmacist and I love my job. Right now, the job that I have is the best job I've ever had in my whole pharmacy career. But if I wasn't a pharmacist working this job, I would want to be a flower farmer. I would have rows and rows of flowers, and Danny and I would wear our overalls and we would get out there and cut the flowers. And the only problem is I don't think anybody around here is really into buying cut flowers. So I guess we would have to eat them, because folks around here, I don't think they'd pay good money for cut flowers. Anyway, so it's back to the pharmacy for me. But until then, I'm just gonna cut the flowers that I have blooming in my gardens and make bouquets for me, my family, my co-workers, my friends, and pass them along like that. Look at this right here. This is a calla lily. I planted this, I think year before last. Maybe it was last year. I'm not gonna cut that because I like the way it looks right here. But I am gonna snip this yellow leaf off right here. That's not too cute. Just kind of trim it up a little bit, make it look a little bit better. And look at this Rebecca right here. Look at all the buds on it. It's going to be beautiful when it blooms out. we'll meet you up at the next part of the garden. Here I am standing on this hillside garden bed that I started planting, I don't know, several years ago. Once upon a time, I just had knockout roses. I had about 18 knockout roses on this hillside, and they did pretty good for about 12 years or so. And then they just started getting really spindly and didn't produce blooms like they should. So I did a severe cutback. I did what you call a rejuvenation prune on my knockout roses, but they never came back and really improved and didn't do as I thought they should. So we pulled them all up, and then I just started planting perennials on this hillside. And I tell you what, this earth, this ground is hard digging. You have to be pretty stout to grow in this hillside. It's clay. It's just some topsoil that was like brought in, and it's just old clay. It's not good soil. And anyway, so the things that grow here are hardy. And this is one of the main things that I'm going to get today is these daisies. These are perennial, and they come back every year. They're Shasta daisies. Yeah, Shasta daisies. They come back every year, and I winter sowed these. In fact, I need to kind of thin them and spread them around, or give some away. But anyway, so I'm going to cut some of these today. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, this has love bugs all over it. I don't know if you need to get that, Danny. They may flag me for inappropriate material if they catch those bugs doing their thing. Anyway, so these Shasta daisies, they're good cut flowers. And the seeds were cheap, and they were easy to winter sow, and then they grow in this tough clay soil that I have here. So if I can do these, y'all can too. So I suggest everybody get you some Shasta daisy seeds and winter sow them and get to planting them. They may not bloom the first year, but by golly, they'll bloom every year after that. Don't worry, Danny, I'm cutting some for you too. This is called verbena bonariensis, or something like that. And it's a perennial. It comes back every year. You know, the other verbena, like homestead verbena, it grows more like a ground cover. But I like this kind because it stands up tall and it's airy looking, and I just think it's cute. So we'll get us a few little stems of this. I winter sowed this a couple of years ago, and it's a good hardy plant. It doesn't need a whole lot of anything. It doesn't want any fertilizer. It doesn't take a whole lot of water.
What's the name of it?
Yarrow.
Yarrow.
It's also called Achillea. It likes sun and a lot of it. I like it because it grows kind of ferny-like, and the blooms are pretty too. I probably need to get it out of this pot, but I left it in here this spring because there's an ant bed in there, and I have been eaten up by the ants, and I'm not going to mess with them anymore. Okay, let's go to the other garden bed now, Danny. Okay, right here I have a bunch of coreopsis, also called tick seed. So I'll cut these blooms. This started blooming. This was probably one of the first things to bloom for me. And this is a perennial. It comes back every year. In the winter, after a long, dark, cold winter, this is one of the first things that I can see coming out of the ground. It's one of the first signs of life for me in the spring, and I'm always so happy to see it. It does my heart good. The only thing is that it kind of flops over like this when the stems get so long. After the initial cleanup that I did in this bed early in the spring when I did all the weeding and stuff, I have not done one other thing in this bed, and things have grown really well and things are taking off. As you can see behind me, it's just a riot of color, and I love that. I need to thin that salvia right there, or separate it and transplant it somewhere else. Just a lot of things that I need to do, but heck, it's been raining so much that I haven't had time. But I do want to update y'all on this little contraption here, this deer deterrent. You know, I put this in the ground, I don't know, a little over a week ago, and it makes a little noise, and it has that little strobe light thing, and it's solar powered. And I put it right here by this hibiscus because the deer like to eat this hibiscus up. And I mean, as you can see, it's still here and it's growing. And look, this is where the deer had eaten the leaves of the hibiscus before I put this out. And oh, dang it, the little grasshoppers are chewing things. Anyway, the deer have not been bothering it, knock on wood, as far as I can tell. So I'll give it a thumbs up for right now, but I'm not going to brag on it too much because you know how that goes. But it's doing pretty good right now. Now, I have not sprayed anything in this area as far as, like, you know, the deer spray. I haven't done that this year. This is my Peggy Martin rose, also known as a Katrina rose, and I'd had it for several years and moved it around different places, but I finally found a good spot for it right here where it can just grow and ramble on this fence. In this spring, it was really pretty, wasn't it, Danny?
Yes.
With lots of pretty pink roses just all over it. It was a good one. It was a good show. Oh, come over here, Danny, and look at this. Let's show them this. Since this is a mini garden tour, ooh, this right here is Baptisia. And when it bloomed, it bloomed really early in the spring, and it had blue blooms on it, and they were pretty. They just don't last very long.
What's that?
I guess those are seed pods. But anyway, this foliage is really pretty. It's kind of a blue-green foliage, and I may snip some of this for our bouquets, Danny. How about that? Danny's like, yes, please give me some of that foliage, Patty. He's acting like, Danny's acting like he doesn't want to have a bouquet competition. I think it's because he's afraid he might lose, and he does not like to lose. But you never know, he might win. He might just come up with something outstanding that all y'all really love. I mean, I'm not going to bet on it, but this is a native, and this is called, this is an American beauty berry, I do believe.
That's exactly what that is.
Is that what it is? Yeah. And it's growing and doing well. It's beginning to get the little flowers on it. So, oh, I wanted to show you this iris. I planted, you know, these are some of the irises that I got from Shonda Milton. Andy Holiday helped me dig them up out of her yard. And look, Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful though? So pretty, striking, kind of different. I'm gonna cut this. It's had several blooms on it. Okay, in this part of the bed, we have some echinacea, and it's just beginning to bloom. Look at how pretty that is. Now, this is echinacea that I winter sowed, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and it has just done a good job of growing and spreading and reseeding itself around. So, it's another one that I highly recommend to winter sow. And these blooms, I think that they'll just keep on pumping out all throughout the summer. And of course the salvia here. Y'all know how much I love the salvia. I'm gonna get several stems of this. And the butterflies and bees, they love this salvia too. And the deer don't like it, so it's number one in my book. It's a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Speaking of dinner, Danny cooked supper tonight, and he cooked the best meatloaf and mashed potatoes. He's got the meatloaf down pat. It was delicious. I enjoyed it, Danny.
You're welcome.
How have you been since the tree incident, Danny?
A little sore.
You bounced back pretty good.
Just getting old.
You didn't milk it too much. You didn't milk it at all. You did good. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, I'll link the video that I'm talking about in the description below. But Danny and Mathis were trying to remove some tree limbs, and things just did not go as we had hoped. And anyway, we'll just leave it at that. Yeah, that's a dahlia. You want me to cut that one for you, Danny? I put these dahlia tubers in the ground, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. And I've never really had a whole lot of success with them pumping out all the blooms and flowers like other people are able to get. But I just left the tuber in the ground, and if it'll give me a bloom every now and then, I'm appreciative. So I'll let Danny put this one in his bouquet. One of the things I like in this bed right here is this barberry. It is so pretty and striking. That red is so gorgeous, but it has thorns on it. Have to be careful with it. There are little spiny thorns all along that stem that will get you. So that's not good to use in flower arrangements. This right here is butterfly weed. It's the tropical kind, so I don't think it's really so good for native butterflies, but it's pretty, and you know, it's good for something because I see a lot of little insects on it, so I guess they like it. Here's some Gara. I'll get a few little stems of this Gara. Oh, and this is Gara also. It's just a
Different color.
Yeah, different color, and it grows a little bit wilder, but it looks really just ethereal and sort of just airy and light, and it sways in the wind so pretty, and I like it a lot. This right here is called Artemisia, and I planted this last year from I bought it at the store, just in little, cups like this, and planted it not really knowing that it was going to be perennial. And it was this color all throughout the winter. And then when spring came and the weather warmed up, it just started growing and growing. Yeah, I think that adds a little something to bouquets and the garden. Here's some more echinacea that I better get before the rain gets it. This is Monarda, also called bee balm, and I planted this in this spot last year, and so this is the first time I've ever seen it bloom, but I think it is just so pretty. I'm loving it. But one thing about it is that it will get this stuff, it's called powdery mildew, in places where you have like high humidity and hot weather and stuff. See how on the leaves, how it's kind of looking sort of mottled? That's called what they call, I think, the beginnings of powdery mildew. But anyway, the blooms are so pretty that I'll put up with it. Don't you think?
Yeah.
See how on that stem it looks kind of like mildewy? But look at that. Doesn't that make it worth it? And plus, it's away from the house, and so you don't see that it has that unless you're right on top of the plant. But I'll get us several of these, Danny, for our bouquet challenge. 1, 2, 3.
What's that? More garlic? What?
No, that is what you call agapanthus. And it's a strappy bulb that grows, but it does look like a garlic when it blooms. And it's supposed to put up more than just one. But I really haven't found the best place for it. I put it right here. And it's beginning to bloom, see? I really don't know if it gets enough sunshine right there. Look at that red, white, and blue. Isn't that pretty together? All right. Well, this is the harvest. I think these will make grand bouquets. We're gonna go in the house, get them separated out evenly, Danny's pile and my pile, and then we're gonna get to making some fabulous bouquets. So y'all come on.
My leg is sort of hurt.
I've heard it all now. Move your finger. I think your finger's in your shirt. Okay, if you'll see behind me, I have a good stand of mountain mint. This is a native plant, and it's a perennial. It comes back every year, and it spreads, which is a-okay with me because, I mean, it could spread all over this place, and I would be happy with that. But it smells so good. I mean, it's mint, and the deer don't eat it. They don't bother it at all. So I love it. But I'm just gonna get a few stems of this that we can put in our bouquets, because I do want to plant something in these urns. Now that we have the limbs down, I'm gonna put something in the urns. So I'm just gonna get some of this mountain mint away from here. It smells good. Smell, Danny. It does smell good, doesn't it?
That smells good.
Okay. Okay, it's competition time.
Oh, we're already rolling.
Yeah, we're rolling. I processed all the flowers and separated them evenly. And Danny chickened out on me. He said that he was watching his favorite movie. Do you know what that is, Cooper?
Pirates of the Caribbean or Twilight? Twilight.
Twilight anyway. So he's not in the bouquet competition. But Cooper is. Cooper just came in from work, and I said, Cooper, you're going to do this bouquet competition with me. He said, I don't know anything about making a bouquet. I said, well, that's okay. I'll teach you. And then he said, well, I'm just going to do it on my own. I said, that's even better. You just do it how you want to do it, and it'll be beautiful. So that's what he's going to do. And these are his flowers. And I'm going to make a bouquet with these flowers. And the way I'm going to start out is I'm going to get this larkspur. See how it has multiple branches? So this is going to be my first, and I'm going to take that one off right there. This is going to be my first stem. And to get started, I'm just going to stick a few things in here, like, I'm going to put this rudbeckia in there. I'm going to just cross it over on the stem right there. It's a little squirrely to get it started at first.
Hold on now. Do I need to be taking this in? Or aren't you my competition for this?
Yeah, we're competition, and they're going to decide.
Oh, wait, it's go time. Okay.
They're going to decide whose bouquet they like
Got
better.
to do to work.
And then I'm going to take a Monarda or bee balm and put it right there.
All right, folks.
And then I'm going to give it a quarter turn. Quarter turn. It's just a little bit squirrely at first, but then it gets easier as it comes together. Quarter turn. All right, now I'm going to put a little bit of this green in. Every time I'm going to put it right there. And I'm going to give it a quarter turn. I'm going to put some yarrow in it. I'm going to put it right there and give it a quarter turn. And give it a quarter turn. Verbena. Quarter turn. I'm going to put a little bit of Baptisia right there for some green. Quarter turn. Y'all get the idea. Coreopsis. I'm putting the whole kit and caboodle in there. I put the coreopsis. Quarter turn. So that way, it really doesn't matter what you put in, where, it'll all be seen in the bouquet. Quarter turn. Some salvia. Quarter turn.
Sorry, I'm not giving you a rundown like old gal here, but we're putting in work.
Quarter turn.
I am. She's talking too much. She doesn't nearly as much as I do. So what's that to say?
Quarter turn.
We're using the same flowers. If it doesn't turn out looking almost the same,
I know.
I'm going to be disappointed in myself for not taking in as much as I should have.
Quarter turn.
These flowers I keep picking up keep breaking, man. What did you give me? This is a tangled bunch of stuff right here.
Yeah, some of it's tangled. Just have to work with what nature gives you.
I'm trying.
Sometimes it's a little bit
Somebody
spicy.
Somebody tied some lines around these different flowers, it seems like. Ooh, that's a pretty one. How many these do I have?
This is, Cooper, this one right here is mint.
I'll be sure
Here,
to put that,
smell.
I'll be sure to put that in the front because I want everybody to smell that.
It does smell good.
Put these lights in here a little bit further on. A little bit shorter, a little bit wispier.
Cooper, you sound like you know what you're talking about.
Do you know what mine is?
Put this Artemisia in there. And give her the old quarter turn. Quarter turn.
I never knew her. I might not like doing it this way because usually I build them in the vase first.
Yeah.
I can do it quicker like this. I messed that all the way up.
Yeah, it's looking good.
And
Okay, here's mine. It looks kind of wild, but pretty. So I'm going to trim my stems. To about here. Mine in this jar of water. fluff it up. Give it a little zhuzh. Ta-da!
Just wait till you see what I got. I haven't even used my good flowers yet.
Okay. I'm sure it's going to be fabulous.
I'm building the thickness of it.
And look, you get the good dahlia. I gave y'all the only dahlia that we had.
You only had this one dahlia?
Yep.
See, that's what I was thinking. This dahlia, I looked at it. Hold on, I'm gonna have to show these folks. No, personally. I mean, isn't that just neat? Anyway, I saw this and immediately thought focal form.
Yep, it's the focal flower.
Yeah,
Just pack it out.
might as well. I got probably got a lot of gaps I need to fill.
Well, I think that looks pretty, Cooper.
See, I put both of those Achilles
That's all
in the
right.
same place and they did the same thing.
That's all right.
That turned out better than I thought. Were you messing with it behind my back?
Looks good. Okay, I'm gonna turn it. Okay, you take yours and present it to the voters.
All right, voters. Y'all get ready. Look at this. Just framed to perfection. I mean, I even got a dahlia up in there. Look at that pretty thing. This is what we're looking at.
It is pretty,
This is
Cooper.
the view you get. Even if you were like looking from, you were sitting below. No, I didn't go that far.
That does look good.
I don't know why I was trying to show it all like
That looks good.
It worked.
All right, now let me show mine.
I'll get out your way then. Take over the show.
Okay, and this is mine. Mine is more like a 360. And then you can kind of see, if you're looking down upon it, has some interest in the top of it too. But that was our fun for the night. Thank you for helping me, Cooper.
Anytime, Mama, anytime.
I appreciate you.
No, thank you for letting me help.
Yeah,
I thought it was fun.
it was fun, wasn't it?
I mean, where are we putting that?
Anyway, I think we need to put it in the living room. Let me add a little bit more water. And look, all these flowers grew in my yard. And y'all can do it too. Thank y'all for watching. Now y'all go have fun in y'all's gardens. Bye.